The girl used to sell bread in the street and nobody would buy from her until this happened. Camila's father was always a bad guy. He usually arrived badly because his drinking followed him, and he did not know his own family, who put up with all kinds of expressions. But very rude. The very brave Pancha, Camila's mother, decided that he was not the example she wanted for her little daughter, who was growing up little by little. She decided to move away from that man, living a more hectic life. Since she worked all day, hardly saw Camila, and at night when she arrived, the little girl was already sleeping. Pancha was tired of everything she had to do during the day, but when she got home at night and saw her daughter fed and with a warm bed to sleep in, it calmed her desire to give up everything. She would have dinner and thus go to bed and start a new day. As Christmas Eve approached, Pancha witnessed one of the saddest episodes of her life. Camila, her daughter, dreamed of having a doll so she could play with her friends, who often teased her simply because she was the poorest girl in the class. Pancha had planned to fulfill Camilita's dream and buy her a long-awaited gift. However, due to the accumulated stress, Panchita fell bedridden and was unable to spend the money. Then her little girl approached her and said, "Daughter, I'm sorry for the bad luck you had to have me as a mother, because this Christmas I will not be able to buy you the doll you wanted so much. I feel bad and I don't think I can spend money on something material because I need to go to the doctor. I don't feel well at all. Daughter, please forgive me. Forgive me also for coming home so late. I am now working 3 shifts to be able to generate a little more money. But you know, I promise you that for your birthday, I will have enough money to buy your doll, okay?" said Panchita to her little daughter, who was secretly crying about the life she had to live. Not because she was poor, but because of her young age, Camila was very eager to get money. She dreamed that her mommy would stop working and have more time with her. The day after the conversation, Camila was walking towards her school. This time, something changed on this occasion. What she was wishing for the night before recovered in something different in her heart. She noticed that there were many people around her working in different ways. Then, while she was waiting to cross the track, the traffic light turned red and she saw how a young man was running behind the cars to offer his products, some chewing gum that he offered to anyone who passed by his way. Camilita thought it was a very good idea. At that moment, she decided to do the same and help her sick mother. She remembered that while her father did not show up to get some money, her mother Panchita took some flour and made bread, then sold it on the street, and that served to buy food and in this way survive. Camilita looked everywhere but could not find flour anywhere. It was time to go to school, and at recess time, she watched as all her classmates took out their lunch boxes and went to eat what their parents had sent them. One of his friends came up to him and said, Hey, I guess you didn't bring anything again, did you?" Everyone started laughing. Camilita got angry, but she grabbed her stomach and shouted, "My stomach hurts, my friends. Please don't make fun of me. I haven't eaten anything for several days and I'm very hungry. Please don't be mean and give me a few cents so I can buy some food." Everyone was surprised and gave him the tips they had. With the money, she left the school and went to buy a bag of flour. Camilita went to a corner and with a small basket began to shout, "Bread! Homemade bread!" Near her passed a very luxurious car, and inside it was a man who had forgotten to buy the bread his wife needed to prepare dinner. The fine bakery was far away, and he was already approaching his home. Then he heard how she shouted, "Homemade bread! Homemade bread!" That man stopped his car and approached the little girl, who was shouting, "Homemade bread! Is it really homemade bread? Nobody makes it anymore," he said. "Yes, my mom taught me how to make it, and I make it in a wood-burning oven we have in our little house." That man took a loaf of bread and tasted it. "But how delicious!" he exclaimed. "That looks very good to me. And you know what? It reminds me of the bread I used to eat in my village," the man told him. He took out a $100 bill and asked the girl to give him all the bread she had at that moment. Camilita was very happy to give him the whole basket and thanked him. The man was about to ask her if he could meet her every day on that corner, but Camila started to cry, and he didn't even have to ask why. She told him her whole life story, and he was very moved. The man wanted to give the girl more money, and she told him no, but that he could sell her more bread. This surprised the man very much because another person in difficult times would have accepted. "Hey, where do you live, little girl?" asked the man. Camila replied that she could not give him her address. "Very well," said the man, "but at least tell me where you study and what your name is." "My name is Camila and I study in that school," and she pointed with her little finger, while she started to run out of fear, since it was nighttime. That night, Camila bought a lot of groceries and was able to eat with her mommy, who asked where she got the money and told her the whole truth. Both hugged each other and burst into tears. Camila went to school the next day and was called to the principal's office. When she arrived, there was that man who told everything that the girl was going through. Then, accompanied by the school principal, he accompanied Camila home and discovered the painful situation she was in. He took her mother in his arms and took her to the hospital. He paid all the expenses and told her that the bread she had tasted was the best her palate had enjoyed in a long time. Then he proposed that they start a bakery, where they were the majority shareholders. They would manage everything and he would only receive free bread for life. Camilita and Panchita hugged each other and cried, as they could not believe it. Success came and they got ahead. Because that business was very, very successful, they not only had a store, but a whole chain of bakeries throughout the city. All this thanks to a conscious girl who knew that to get ahead, it was necessary to start doing something. But this is not all. Due to the success, Camilita's father, when he found out about everything they had achieved, asked for forgiveness for what he had done in his life. But Camilita did not want her mother to suffer as she did in the past. That is why she kept him aside and told him, "I will ask you a question. What time do you go to sleep and what time do you wake up? Answer me." The man answered that he slept at 8 o'clock at night and woke up almost at noon. Camilita told him, "My mother would go to sleep past midnight and get up at 4 in the morning to cook breakfast to go to school. She is father and mother to me. You just keep sleeping," and simply closed the door of her house. Camilita's life changed forever, and today she helps children orphaned by parents who are completely on the streets. What are you waiting for? Yes, what are you waiting for to receive more content like this? Subscribe immediately to this channel and activate the notification bell so you will always be notified when we upload a new video. See you in the next video.